of 5 here for FNM at Nerd Rage Gaming. I'm your host, Andrew Donnelly. With me, my co-host, Matt Hausler, and we're going to get into a match we were just discussing but at the end of round 1. There he is. That's Matt Dow and Mr. John Hurt. We've got Blue-Red Counterburn versus Bant Heroic here. So we were just talking up Mr. Dow and the way he plays the deck. Guys on the channel here wanted to watch how he did it, so we will show you.
And we delivered.
This is it, baby.
You're welcome. Yeah, Dow with the pair down.
Strange.
But, you know, I imagine some good plays will still be made.
I would think so
Some
as well.
competent magic will be happening.
Yep.
So
Strange you got the pair down here. We did have a late entry into the tournament in the form of Mr. CJ.
CJ, yep.
Playing Green Red Dragons, decided to jump on in. So
Okay, why not?
might as well.
Agreed. You know, whatever. It's one round.
Sure.
You know, just win out.
Took a loss.
Just look at packs,
Goes
yeah.
3-1 here with Dragon.
It's fine. I sometimes have to make that play. So.
Yeah. This will be an interesting matchup. I have not seen this matchup, this Blue-Red Counterburn versus Bant Heroic. They didn't clash in the 1K that we had.
No, not at all.
So.
Yeah, I'm kind of like trying to go through the steps.
Yeah.
And honestly, though, like,
Sure.
everything seems to favor Dow just because I think counters are a little too slow for 1-drops and 2-drops. I think Dow really just needs one threat, and it could probably go the distance.
Yeah.
Again, though, I imagine this counterburn deck with some burn, but you know, we know how these heroic decks work. Dow will probably have protection up, and he'll just protect that one threat, and this Bant Heroic deck will kind of just play out how it's supposed to. That's what I'm seeing. Who knows?
I think you're on the right line. Coincidentally, I saw, sure enough, Matt Dow starting with a hand of spells and his favorite 1-drop
Yeah,
in the form of favorite Hoplite.
Yeah, you can't counter that. I imagine next turn it'll just get suited up. This is one way to deal with it, though. Nice little wild slash there from John.
Yeah.
That is certainly a good response to Dow's turn 1 play. So far, so good, I'd say.
Coincidentally, I don't know if he has another land that comes into play untapped, so he's going to gain the life here that he paid to cast the counterburn.
All right, he's back up to 20. Still, though, shields are down. Dow could probably stick a 2-drop or maybe another Hoplite.
Yep.
Have the protection up, but we'll see.
He does, in fact, have a Hero of Erois in hand. So.
Yeah, I wonder if Dow knows what he's up against. Seeing 2 sources of red-blue.
We'll see John take up pain again.
Yeah, I wonder how hip he is to this deck, or if it exists. Because, you know, it's not... Like, now, okay, so 3 red-blue sources, I think you put him on some sort of red-blue deck.
Definitely.
So, yeah, we'll see how he approaches from here on out. Gonna start with a fetch. Find that blue source. That is pretty important.
John Hurt, though, definitely a young blood player, too.
Yeah.
First time, I believe, on camera. Possibly second time.
First time I've seen him.
Yeah.
That's for sure, yeah.
He's part of the new wave of players here that have, come out and decided to battle it out in FNM.
He's the future.
He is. He is the future of Magic right here.
Future of gaming. Uh-oh. Is he walking into it? No, I'm just going to anticipate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems fine. Yeah, I mean, so far so good for John. I mean, he's playing this deck how ideally it works out. Early burn for early threats.
Yep.
Once he gets to turn 3 and later, he's probably going to have mana up for counters.
Sure.
Other mana up just to burn. We'll see if he takes the bait here, though, to just deal with this Seeker. Looks like he's got 2 digs, a red card.
Thunderbreak region.
Yeah, all right.
So he might get aggressive here.
All right. That is different.
Let's start dropping clocks, baby.
That's some tech in this blue-red. That I did not expect to see.
That's new to the deck to me as well.
That is one way to
I know
to get ahead.
John did initially play the list that we had on the 1K.
Yeah.
But then after talking with Noah Cohen a little bit, he decided to it looks like change it up. So we decided to play the Thunderbreaks.
I mean, so far so good. It looks like a quality threat. Dow here going to get in for 4, offering a trade up with that Thunderbreak, which looks pretty appealing. Again, I don't think John is the aggressor in this deck.
Sure.
I think if you can clear Dow's board, it's good. Again, he is leaving white up, though, so
Yeah, you do have to kind of think about whether or not you want to call the bluff on that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's one spell away from just killing that Thunderbreak. So I think overall I agree with that. Let Dow hit you a little bit. Hope this Thunderbreak does some work for us.
Sure.
Uh,
Can't imagine why it wouldn't.
yeah,
The card's good.
Cause yeah, like a point of note, your life is pretty precious with these blue-red decks.
Yeah.
Not a lot of ways to gain life. Some lists I've seen had like like these gain lands are really all they have. So I mean, John probably not gaining that much life. So
yeah.
every little bit he takes could add up. Gonna get in for 4 though. No reason not to, I guess, if he's not blocking. So
Question is, what did we keep up? It looks like we have a Dispel in hand. Or Dissolve?
or dissolve. Well, so dig through time, dissolve, anticipate. Yeah.
Okay.
So here's where it starts to get tricky. So John with his singleton counterspell, gonna just fire it off, which is fine. I'm not big on my opponent drawing 4 cards for nothing.
free.
Yeah.
Sure.
So this Seeker, though, once again, a 4/4 now, will become a 5/5 after the attack. And with only 1 mana, John, I think, just takes it.
Yeah.
And again, down to 11. Don't see him gaining much more.
You can see
This
Matt,
Thunderbreak, kind of too slow, I think, against all this life Matt's gaining.
definitely. And he's in the driver's seat right now. This is how he likes to play. He likes to have 1 creature on board.
Yep.
As soon as his opponent drops below 10, if he's got another creature, he'll start running them out on the field.
Yeah, exactly. Blood in the water, as you say.
Yep.
Gonna start with a main phase anticipate from John.
It's never good.
Yeah, he's desperate.
Yep.
That's the sign of desperation, my friends. Looks like he found a mountain, lightning strike, and unknown.
And he's taking the unknown.
Yeah, well, must be better than a lightning strike, I guess.
What did we grab?
Looks like I don't think it's the 3rd dig through time. Looks like a Icefall Regent,
Okay.
which unfortunately he can't cast. So don't know about attacking with Thunderbreak there.
Yeah.
I don't know what our out is here at this stage, but once our life gets to a certain point, it starts getting bad.
I can see why he took the Icefall region to kind of lock the...
Yeah, but it's
Right.
one
Right.
protection spell away from just
killing him.
doing nothing.
Right.
It's a 4/3 with flying at that point. I mean,
And here's a nail in the coffin.
yep.
He's gonna say that
Just
resolves.
that Thunderbreak attack was even
Trigger.
worse now.
Oh.
I'll gain 10. I will draw 2. I will hit you for 6, putting you down to 5. And yeah, I don't think you have much
No.
in the ways to come back. Dig through time. I don't think there's even 2 cards you could find that would get you back into it.
I don't think we're gonna see the extent of the damage here either, as Dow has the ability to push this thing further and further.
So wait, that's 7? Looks like. Dow just hogging
cow.
all the
yeah,
dice.
just taking every dice. 37 is going to be correct. John will drop down to 4 after that.
Looks like mana up just enough for a dig.
Yep.
Still has to pain though. So all right. Yeah, I don't
know. Anger the
know.
Gods main board. Andy finds a Radiant Fountain.
Yeah. So again, that's his forms of life gain is
Sure.
Radiant Fountain and Saltwater Cliffs or Swiftwater, whatever.
Yep.
Not the greatest.
Yeah, coincidentally, Clayton, Dow did get a pair down here.
Yeah.
But because we were talking about him and his skills in piloting this Bant Heroic
Yeah,
deck
I
at
mean-
the end of round 1, we decided to still put him on so all the viewers could tune in and check out how he sequences his plays.
Yep. Good guy, Dow. Gonna
Untap his opponent dragon for him.
Good job, Dow.
All
So
right.
here comes Icefall. We'll see if this gets to lock down Dow's only threat. I imagine Dow having the kill ready will
Yep.
just not let it happen. So
Oh, and we have no counter magic for that.
yeah, that's another thing. Like what has he played? 1 counterspell this game?
1 counterspell.
Seems loose.
We know he's got more, though. We know he's got, like, the Silumgar Storm.
I'd hope he has more. His deck is called Blue-Red Counterburn.
That's very true.
So we'll see, though.
So the Seeker will not be tapped down. It is lethal. Dow
Yeah.
needs a way to get through these dragons, though.
Yep. So John realizing where he's at. Blockers are better than tapped creatures trying to whittle away that 37 life that Dow has. Yeah,
Jeez.
it's pretty rough. Dow with not a lot of interaction certainly probably has ways to go through these dragons.
I would think so.
If he finds it. Otherwise, we might start to get a little...
yeah.
All right.
Double God's Willing seems very good here.
I imagine one name's Pro Red, the other Pro Blue.
Blue.
And smash it.
And I will kill my opponent.
Top deck Dow.
That's it,
Getting
baby.
there.
He doesn't... the top decks are real. The man pilots the deck.
Yeah.
So Dow,
Again, yeah, so John had a pretty good start there.
I would say so.
He went toe-to-toe with Dow.
Yep.
But Dow still managed to stick one threat. And that just went to town for him. So, I mean...
That's what happens.
I guess I called it.
Well,
I don't know, man. I'd like to hope there's ways to beat it, though.
To get around? Well, let's see what he has in his sideboard. You got John's
All
sideboard
right,
in front of you.
We'll start with John, yeah.
There you go.
All right, All right, oh, you're going to like this.
Oh,
I'm going to
snap
save this
it
one
off.
for last.
Okay.
So we got one Arc Lightning.
Yep.
One Riddle of Lightning.
Ooh.
One Steam Augury. 4 Silumgar Scorn.
Wow, so he
It's,
moved him to the sideboard?
yeah.
I can't agree with that.
There you go. 2 Stubborn Denial.
Okay.
3 Monastery Swift Spears.
Okay.
And 1 of Keranos, God of Storm.
Snap it off. It's probably
No.
Actually, I think it's just awful in this
Yeah,
matchup.
it's pretty bad.
But you know what? That card is amazing.
We do love
Coincidentally,
it.
I'm surprised with the fact that he has Thunder Breaks now and Icefall Regions. Why
Yeah.
are we playing Silumgar Scorn in the side?
Right. It's almost just like blue-red dragons, I guess, more
Yeah.
than it is counterburn.
It's really weird.
But I still think Scorn is better off in your main deck.
Sure.
I wonder what replaces it.
That's really strange to me.
It can't be. I don't know if it's better than counterspell. So,
Right.
But there are a few cards I'd bring in here. Silumgar Scorn for sure.
Yep.
I like the 2 of Stubborn Denial.
I do.
I think that's pretty good. I think Dow generally has to tap out for his protection spell, so that'll certainly be fine. Honestly, I think that's pretty much it.
I think that's it, huh?
I don't know. There's much here. Riddle's a little too cute. Keranos
Sure.
a little too cute. Arc Lightning not very good.
Did you bring in the Swift Spears here? Try to get in some early game aggro.
might.
Like
If I'm on the
offset
play.
the life gain.
Yeah, if I'm on the play, yeah, I think so.
The problem is like, what do you take out?
I don't-
That's always the problem with the blue-red counterburn decks too.
Yeah,
is that
it's-
like the main shell is so fragile that when you're swapping cards in and out, you have to be very careful about what you're doing.
True.
So like, I don't even know. Maybe the Swift Spears was just a bad call because we want to leave in like our early burn, and I feel like that's what
it's
they
just
replace.
like it's the argument that his deck probably wants to go a little bit longer.
Sure.
It is aggressive with Thunder Breaks and all that, but
I can't believe we're playing.
He's
that.
playing
like,
a long game where he doesn't really have ways to like deal with Dow's early threats.
Sure.
And his life just gets whittled away, and he has no way to recover from that.
I can't believe once again we're playing Thunderfall. Thunderfall.
Thunderfall.
We're playing essentially.
Thunderfall, yeah.
We're playing Thunderfalls.
Thunderfalls,
And
the
we have no
combo, yeah.
Silumgar Scorn main board.
Yeah,
Just
it's-
insanity.
So I imagine those would come in though.
All right. Well, let's
so
go.
he's at least got him for game 2.
Let's go over Mr. Dow's sideboard here, and we can see that this guy, he likes to keep it trim. If you've ever seen Matt Dow, you know he's a thin man. He likes to keep his sideboard just the same.
Trim the fat.
There's
baby.
no fat here.
Nope.
3 Encase in Ice, 2 Treasure Cruise, 2 Ordeal of Heliod, 2 Aqueous Form, 2 Disdainful Stroke, 3 Stubborn Denial, 1 Island. That's it, baby. That's God.
Bringing that island.
I mean,
for sure.
yeah. You want to bring in the island? We could slap it in here. I mean, cards that I'm assuming that Mr. Dow is going to bring in. Stubborn Denial is probably coming in. Treasure Cruise most likely coming in against this deck. Aqueous Form, unneeded. Ordeal of Heliod, too much fat. Encase in Ice, don't care about your dragons. Going to go through them with my protection spells.
Sure.
So if
Yeah.
anything, Stubborn Denial. I'm sorry, Stubborn Denial, Treasure Cruise.
Sounds
Snap
good.
it off, Mr. Dow.
Sounds.
There is no fat on that sideboard.
Sounds just fine.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Ordeal of Heliod, I think, was pretty good there too. From that.
Yeah,
I mean,
you want to bring it in?
I don't know.
I'm just going to outdraw my opponent. Like
Okay.
if he can't counter our draw spells, he's dead.
So if he has like a 1 of in his main deck.
Yeah. He's probably.
Yeah, that's
I'm assuming if we see 2 in the side, there's probably 2 in the main.
Mm-hmm.
God, a resolve Monastery Mentor here is probably just brutal against this counter from
Yes,
deck.
absolutely.
Oh, jeez.
That is certainly a 1 of threat that Dow can look to just
Yeah.
close out the game.
So we're going to see the players start off here. John on the play. Looks like he did decide to bring in the Swift Spears. He's going to get aggressive.
I mean, yeah, he's going for broke now.
This could play off. Has to tap his land. Dow's going to do it for him.
Trying to win before Dow does.
Yeah.
We'll see what Dow finds, though.
So that's what I'm saying. That's a line he can take with the aggressive play to attack Dow's life total, force him to kind of, play a little bit more defensively.
Mm-hmm.
Bant Heroic Deck's not really known for their ability to do that, but if this is a favored Hoplite, Dow's going to be on the train he wants to be.
I imagine so. Either that or Lagona if they're main decked.
Oh, sure.
If
yeah.
that's a thing.
He could have one of main board for
Lagona seems really good right here. Looks like a Hoplite, though. Nope, he's going with the Lagona band.
And that's another favorite one-drop.
Oh, yeah. It's a great one drop.
This card blanks a lot for Mr. John Hurt.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of burn that can deal with it right now, so...
Let's hope he's got a roast in hand.
I think he hopes for roast or, like, attack with Swift Spear, force the block, strike it.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Also,
Dow doesn't even care.
Dow's not even taking the blocks. He's like, yeah, that's fine.
Playing around a strike.
And this is the Dow we know and love here. Wants to suit this bad boy up and get him into the red zone.
Yeah, seems fine.
He said consistently that this is his favorite card to play against the red decks, too.
Oh, sure. Oh, this card's just...
Oh, it's
a house.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's bonkers.
It is just a wailing wall, man. Like, good luck.
Doesn't look like he has the mana he necessarily requires. Wow, and follows it up with a favorite Hoplite. Okay,
Yeah,
so we're already
yeah.
in taking the aggressive approach. We don't mind deploying a lot of the characters to the board.
Yeah, again, Dow's got ways to gain life.
Sure.
He's got ways to draw cards. And I don't know, the Swift Spear just looking pretty unappealing.
Yeah, like I said, I think that I kind of snapped it off in my mind as I thought it was a way we could become more aggressive.
Yeah, sure.
I don't think I would have brought it in.
Well, yeah, I don't think you want to go. I don't think you want to be aggressive against a deck that
Sure.
is meant for it. I think this blue-red style, I think I want it to be counter burn from time to time.
Yeah.
And I think that's it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel about the Dragons form of it, with its Ice Falls and its Thunder Breaks.
It is strange.
I mean, it seems okay against... I don't know. I don't know what it seems okay against. Mainly just as it has little ways to just kind of get back into a game when it's low on life.
So here's the Dow we all know and love is John went in for attacks. Dow trying to figure out what creature can I block with to get the most profitable effects.
Sure.
We will see a Wild Slash deployed.
Alright, so...
This will not proc the Ferocious trigger. Dow will take a damage.
Will not. Dow gonna just save it.
Yep.
Take the chance to get a Heroic trigger.
Sure.
Still lives. That Swift Spear's still alive.
Yes, it is.
They know.
Now our Laguna is suited up with a token.
That's the start. Only a few more before it gets crazy.
Definitely. Guys, if you're just joining us, thank you for tuning in. This is round 2 of 5 here for FNM at Nerd Rage Gaming. I'm your host, Andrew Donnelly. With me, my co-host, Matt Hausler in the booth. And we are currently watching our other co-host, Mr. Matt Dow, pilot his favored Bant Heroic deck, 1-0 here against John Hurt, who's sitting 0-1. Matt did have the pair down this round.
But by popular demand, here he is.
He's online still. If you have wanted to watch a player pilot Bant Heroic to its fullest potential, this is the man to watch. As his sequencing, as you just saw, he took... I mean, your opponent's attacking with a Monastery Swift Spear, has 2 mana open.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a good minute or two to calculate my odds of who I want to block with and then what creature I want to suit up later.
Mm-hmm.
We will see him take a pain.
I think Lagona's the guy.
Yeah.
I think Lagona's your guy for sure.
And here is a Dramuka's command.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, but this... Interesting. Yeah, Matt's fine paying for it. He wants to suit both these guys up.
Agreed. So we're gonna fight, and we're gonna trigger both Heroic, I'd imagine. One of them fights, the other one just gets a counter, and then also gets another counter.
Yep.
Yeah.
That seems alright here.
I like that Dramoka's command.
Oh, and look at this. He said, alright, my favorite Hoplite is going to fight, going to get the counter as well. Your Monastery Swift Spear is dead. Here comes the team.
Yeah.
It will be a total of 4 damage to Mr. John Hurt.
The power of Dramoka's command, man.
Hurt's good in this deck.
I mean, yeah, like targeting a Swift Spear, not the first thing you think of, but right there, yeah.
I think I'm okay with it.
Agree.
At this point, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Like, now my guys both suited up. If I have ways to start putting ordeals on either of these guys, I'm way ahead of the game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, arguably not a whole lot left to do here, but just turn these guys sideways.
Pretty much.
John has to answer them. Dow really doesn't have to commit anything else to the board.
boy.
Just gonna bash in for and again.
And
So
here we go.
the Dow play.
Yep. Oh, so we're gonna go ahead and dissolve the hero of Iroha so we can get a scry.
I guess.
John says he doesn't want
I
that,
guess we're desperate. Yeah.
and I would be too. Just like just as you were alluding to previously, that is the Dow play. Blood's in the water. Let's start putting guys on the board.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just in general, that's what you want to be doing. You know, we're not. I mean, these two guys are just doing all our work for us.
Yeah.
There's just nothing. There's no way to deal. Dow just gets to leave his mana up and just bluff
Every
all
turn.
the protection. Yeah,
Sure.
he's totally fine dealing, what is that, 4 damage per turn?
Yeah.
That's fine. And if John's not doing anything, play it patient. Just leave your stuff back.
I love it. I love that we're getting into the grain with like a 1/5 and like a 3/4. Like this is what we're doing to kill our opponent. Though the lightning strike here out of
Just to the
Mr.
face.
John Hurd dropping to 10. Now he could start burning them. I mean
Yeah.
that's a plan.
It is, yeah. Doesn't, what does he have, 1 in hand?
Yeah.
Maybe 2? I don't know. That strike would suggest
Whoops.
some sort of follow-up here.
You would think so.
So we'll see. I mean, definitely, if you're going to play a lightning strike with this board state, you're throwing it at your opponent anyway.
Definitely.
It's not getting much better targeting these heroic guys, so.
The problem is this is almost kill range for John, as Dow can start unloading the cards he has in hand to kind of cantrip his way into a kill.
Oh, yeah, I think he can just. I mean, if he has enough to proc those heroics, I mean.
The best thing is
Pump and kill.
If we know anything about Dow, he won't do it.
Well, here it comes.
Oh, is this a riddle? Of
Here's the
lightning?
riddle tech.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he can deal 10, though.
What's our best chance? Is we hit a dig through time?
Yeah, dig through time for 8.
Shoot you with dig through time for 8, and then potentially find burn with said dig.
But then Dow just has the stuff to kill him right now.
Well, this
Or-
is
or
on the
did he
end
already
of
take
Dow's.
it?
This is
Okay,
on the
yeah,
end
yeah.
of Dow's turn, so we're gonna show him a Thunderbreak
So,
region,
yeah.
deal him 4. Dow
That's-
will go down to 6.
So now he's drawing that Thunderbreak, which just not
It's
gonna
not
do
good.
it.
It looked like he presented some other burn
Mm-hmm.
that he had found off the riddle that I saw him ship to the bottom. It just wasn't enough. Dow was
Yeah, exactly.
eagerly going to show you a way to get through this creature and say, I will kill you now.
Yeah.
And
No
this-
cards in hand.
No.
Yeah. Windows open.
Just
walk right
this
in,
an
Dow.
end step defiant strike?
I mean, I guess technically that's correct.
No, well he's showing him God's will,
Or he's
but
just-
there is the defiant strike. So end step, I will draw my card. And
Yeah,
once
just-
again, this is Dow sequencing.
Just
I want to
playing
use
it.
cantrips.
Just laying it out.
Notice he had a God's willing in hand. He also had the defiant strike, which means he could have potentially killed John early.
Yeah.
But if we know anything about how Matt likes to play, it's that I'm going to play it safe. Dow deciding to say, I will give a pro red. I
Yep.
will kill you with this card.
Yep. You're dead. You're dead, John.
And that's
Sorry.
it.
Yep.
Matt going to extend the hand, take this matchup against the blue-red counterburn deck 2-0.
Yeah.
And guys,
Pretty-
that's
pretty straightforward there.
it's what we expected. I mean, that's
I
what
mean-
we were looking into.
Unfortunately, I think that's the bane of these blue-red archetypes in general.
The counterburn decks,
Just, yeah, whether it's counterburn or dragons, they just, I don't know.
for sure.
At least this list we're seeing from John, just, I don't know, doesn't really have the legs to go against these decks.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
surprising that kind of turned out. I mean, I guess it isn't surprising. We put Matt Dow on to show you guys an example of how to pilot Bant Heroic.
And
And
that
that was
certainly
a,
did.
Yeah, it was a fairly good example of how to pilot the deck.
Yeah.
There weren't too many tricky plays that he had to use there,
Mm-hmm.
but even at the end, he showed you the end step defiant strike to draw a card.
Yep.
Put a counter on my guy. This now presents lethal off of one creature
Yeah,
that I can
don't
use.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, don't use stubborn denial without green or black. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that's
sure.
fair.
That's a very fair assessment of how when to cast stubborn denial. But
Yeah,
I think
the denial was not ideal.
a lot of the guys in the chat were obviously correct too. I think if you're going to play this deck as a blue-red dragons deck,
Yeah.
I think you definitely need to approach it with a few different cards. Dragon fodders maybe early on, maybe even a dragon servant to kind of pump these guys out soon. So if you're going to play blue-red dragons, play blue-red dragons. If you're going
Yeah.
to play blue-red counterburn,
Play blue-red. Yeah,
play blue-red counterburn. Play the mind swipes.
Yeah,
Play
'cause-
play cards that are aggressive in that
it
sense.
did kind of seem like a merge of the two,
It did.
and that's just.
I don't think it was all right.
I don't know what that does for us.
Right.
I don't see the appeal, but
So,
well.
coincidentally, ankle shanker, the swift spears were out of the side. So,
Yeah.
and once again, we had talked about that in between game one, and game two, and it was kind of something I snap thought of, like, hey, maybe these Swift Spears coming in isn't such a bad idea.
It's not.
It's
If the deck was like a little more like built around them, built
sure,
to be aggro, which I don't think it is.
right.
It'd be a little bit better, but yeah, it was just brick wall and not great.
Unfortunately, it seems so strange that the Silumgar, like I keep going back to it, the Silumgar score not being mainboard when we're playing Thunderbreak regions and Ice Falls.
Agreed.
It's so crazy.
It's arguably like the best uncommon from this set.
Easily.
So, for good reason. I mean, play it.
The card's good. Are you playing dragons? Do you
Yeah.
are you playing dragons and playing counter magic?
He had two of them. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Why aren't we doing it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's also true, Clayton. I mean, the deck is designed to play spells on our opponent's turn. We did see during the 1K that there were a lot of Riddle of Lightning end steps, a lot of anticipates on the end step, dig through times, I'm going to counter your things.
Yeah,
that's
that I agree with. That was
sure
that was a great deck.
Oh, it was. It was a super good deck, and it was piloted very well.
Very powerful.
Right.
But yeah, again, that really no room for dragons in that build. So
this deck just wasn't the same thing.
It didn't seem like
very
it.
strange. Be interesting to go out though when we split for round here. It'll be interesting to go out, and I kind of want to thumb through that deck and see. Like I said, I know he's John Hurt spoke to Noah Cohen, and they kind of brainstormed a deck, and maybe it just didn't translate well from mind to paper. Is it often? I mean, that happens to anybody who likes to go home and brew. That's a thing that happens.
It always looks good on paper.
Yeah,
for sure.
All the time. I've written a million decks down that I think, hey, this deck is quality, and
I've got a few of those.
Sure, just
a few of those lying around.
Yep. Well, guys, that was the end of round 2. We thank you so much for tuning in and joining us tonight. You've got myself, Andrew Donnelly, my co-host, Matt Hausler here. And we will be back shortly with round 3 of FNM.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well,
Sounds
stay
good.
tuned. If you haven't followed the channel, please be sure to do that. And we will be back shortly.